We're lucky that a guy like that steps up and takes a fight like that, knowing that Dana Gostomczyk is a 3-time state wrestling champ.
And the Hulk.
Oh my goodness, is that guy jacked?
But yeah, it was probably one of my favorite submissions of the year, his rear naked choke minus the hooks.
Minus the hooks, and the kid went to sleep in, I mean, what would you say, 3 seconds after it was applied?
I mean, it was too.
He couldn't have tapped.
No,
like literally there was not time. I'm like, you and I are sitting there, I'm like, well, he doesn't have any hooks in.
And then,
he just kind of sat back into it, and it put so much, if you watch the video, it put so much pressure on that neck. You see, I mean, so many people have come up to me and said, I thought the kid's head was going to pop off.
Right. Yeah, I like you said, immediately I didn't think he was in trouble because I said the no hooks, and then 5 seconds later you realized, like, I don't think he needs hooks. I think he's got this one. And he certainly did. Arguably could have been submission of the year.
Yeah, well, I mean, technical submission of the year maybe.
Right. I've said it many times. I compare it to a real-life sleeper hold like you see in the WWF, WWE.
But it goes to show, too, that it can be finished. It also goes to show that pure strength sometimes, you know what, is better than perfect technique. And it's not that he didn't have good technique on it.
Right. But yeah, Dana actually relatively new to the sport. Up until that show, he hadn't even taken a striking class. But yeah, we have very high expectations for Mr. Say the last name again.
Gostomczyk.
Gostomczyk. It's good to have a Greek fighter in the mix, you know?
So Raul, as you mentioned, beat the guy who's walking him out to the cage here.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Is that Andrew Lenway?
It is.
Okay, nice.
So Andrew will be in his corner. Raul's the typical I'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime kind of guy, and you got to respect it. And you know, as the guy who got him to take this fight, he did everything right. He was everywhere on time. He promoted the show. It's you can't ask for anything more out of an amateur.
Yeah, if you want me to, at least as far as looks go, I would compare Raul Rodriguez to a young Jimmy Gomez. You weren't even around for Jimmy Gomez, so don't shake your head. I really don't care for your opinion.
Well, I think it's pretty clear, though, he could be at 145 maybe if he
probably
cut weight. But, like I said, I think he really came out and surprised Lenway how hard he came out.
Absolutely.
And I expect the same thing here with Lucas. Like I said, I think this is an underrated fight. I know the militia guys think very highly of Lucas, and it was really hard to evaluate him on the Dana fight.
Well, yeah,
it wasn't his fault.
I mean, I thought pretty highly. I actually, I bet $20 that he was going to win that Dana fight. He has a lot of experience. Okay, here we go. A lot of Muay Thai experience. He actually won the Muay Thai Classic down in Iowa, fighting 4 times in the span of just 3 days.
How confused do you get when you're in the militia camp with all the twin brothers that got in there?
I know, man.
Like, I don't know who I'm talking to. I think it was Jake Radnick, but I don't know.
Dude, that's what I've said too. And they're like, there's a scar, you can tell the Blummers apart. I'm just like,
but which one has the scar?
That's what I'm saying. You're expecting me to keep the
Radnick.
You know what I want to do? Did you ever see the episode of The Office where Michael, they go to Benihana?
Yeah, he writes on her arm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I want to do.
The Asian chicks. Can't tell what part, so he writes on her arm.
Hey, you.
Just bump right into him.
Whoops.
I'm going to start doing that on fight night.
Oh, looks like we got a little birthday party going on here, Ben. Looking at the screen.
Nice.
Nice. So happy birthday table number 7.
Where better to have a birthday party than right here at Epic Nightclub?
Absolutely. Epic Nightclub, downtown Minneapolis. Our second show ever here at this venue.
And Jamal Galladari greasing up.
Is that Jamal? Okay.
That is.
I pictured him darker.
Unless he has a twin brother as well.
You don't see many light-skinned Jamals. Because I went to school with 2 Jamals, and they were
not light-skinned?
They weren't light-skinned. Into the cage comes Lucus Luloff.
I have a lot of respect for the militia guys.
Up to Mike Majuk for the official fighter introductions. Go.
Minnesota, this next contest will be in the welterweight division. Introducing first, in the blue corner, sitting 5 feet 7 inches tall. White hand at 170 pounds, and fighting out of Owatonna, Minnesota. holding a record of 1 win and 2 losses, Raul Devil Dog Rodriguez. And his opponent in the red corner, sitting 6 feet tall, also weighing in at 170 pounds and fighting out of Somerset, Wisconsin, holding a record of no wins and 1 loss, Lucus Luloff.
Lulu in the house, getting a big ovation from the Epic crowd tonight.
As I was saying before we kicked it up to Mike, I have a ton of respect for the militia guys.
Absolutely.
They're just a they don't have a ton of guys in their camp, but they're a hard-nosed group.
A lot like the American top team Savage, just a lot of blue-collar tough guys who always come in on weight and ready to scrap. I mean, you're never going to see a guy tap to strikes. Well, not again, but here we go, bout number 2. So Lucas working his striking game a little bit.
Could have been a big knee there if this was not an amateur fight.
That's right, yeah. Lucas, you see it there with the Muay Thai clinch.
Wow.
Big left
Raul
hand.
takes it. Raul takes a cut. That was a bad throw attempt. I'm glad he gave up on that.
Wow, we got a real back and forth going here, Ben.
Like I said,
5-6 reverses.
I told Jerry, I said this is a sneaky fight on the card.
I thought I was looking at a junior high dance. Oh, Andy. Woo.
Good.
Raul trying to come over with the right hand.
Dirty boxing in there.
See, I'm sure Lucas was pretty discouraged, and I really hope he wasn't. I'm glad that he's already fighting again. Like you said, when you're going to fight a guy against Dana, yeah, he was making his MMA debut as well, but you know, 3-time state wrestling champion, freaking nature as far as bodybuilding goes. And
I feel like getting choked out is a little bit easier to swallow than getting knocked out. You know, I always look at it, it's Jay Glazer was the one that said it. It's like, why would you ever tap out from a choke?
Right.
You just take a little nap. It's not that big a deal. You know, it's like, don't tap out on a choke. Yeah, tap out for an arm bar.
I love Jay Glazer.
Save your arm, you know. Oh.
Big right hand by Raul. So, Ben, this fight's kind of living up to your hype here. I know another fight you were talking about you're looking forward to tonight is D'Angelo Curtis and Mike Zimmer. That's kind of flying under the radar.
Don't you think?
Oh, I was totally amped for it, and I'm glad you posted about it because I couldn't agree more. Follow us on Twitter at Driller Fights. That's one word, Driller Fights. Get a chance to get free tickets for upcoming events.
Got that plum again, and he can't do anything with it. Really, plum is a position that there's 0 point for in an amateur fight.
I really don't like Lucas trying to exchange this close. I mean, you know, step back, throw your punches, but when you're fighting a guy like Raul, it only makes sense to use your reach.
I think the one thing here we're going to watch as the fight goes on is what Raul has in the gas tank.
Right.
Because that's when he loses his fights, when we get into the later rounds. And trying some foot stomps right now.
What have I said, Ben?
You love foot stomps?
Foot stomps win fights. I've never seen a fight where a guy used foot stomps and loses. I swear, it's since 2009. I swear to God.
Chris Lieben?
Yeah, exactly. Mike Zwick.
He's lost a lot of fights.
Yeah, but he only used it in the Mike Zwick fight. He certainly didn't use it in his last fight. So a bit of a stalemate here against the cage, against our Absolute Bail Bond sponsorship post. You know, do you think guys are tired already and they're looking for a break, or do you just think they're...
It looks like it, but...
There you go. Oh, big right hand land for Lucas, a left. Raul turns the tables, right, left. End of the first round. What a way
Get Raul on the bench.
Up. Holy
Sit down,
cow.
Raul.
Raul all smiles coming back to his corner. He's loving it. Doesn't seem like he's breathing too hard. I mean, honestly, the guys didn't work too hard. They were more clinched up most of the round. Who do you score that round for? Lucas?
I'd give it to Lucas because he was in a more dominant position for longer. But they both did a hell of a job there. I was really impressed with both guys.
Yep.
They're doing what you pray an amateur does. They're putting it all on the line.
I love seeing the second bout of our fight card, an amateur fight, going to the second round at least.
And here's a replay.
Check out our replay here. You see the exchange towards the end of the round. Or actually, that was probably more towards the beginning. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. But yeah, we're working on our replay. This is the first time we've had replays on our show tonight. That's thanks to Level Up Multimedia. Follow them on Twitter at LevelUpMM. Tanner Shell, Tyler, Skibby Shibby, doing great work for us as usual.
you know, those exchanges like that, you know, where both guys are just right, left, right, left, right, left.
For sure.
You know, that makes a fight of the year.
Exactly.
Those
you
kind
saw
of exchanges.
It with our fight of the year this year, Ash Majik and Paul Bergen, which you just gave away this week.
And I watched all the fights that were nominated multiple times, and I just felt that one deserved it.
Guys trying out leg kicks here, a bit of an exchange. I mean, as far as leg kicks go, I wouldn't expect many from Raul. I think he just returned fire. Yeah. You know, you sort of get in that moment where, are you going to give me one? I'll give you one too, type of thing.
And I'm guessing in Luloff's corner that they talked about his throws. You know, he kind of did a half attempt at a couple of throws, and it really, all it did was put him in a worse position. So he's got to be careful with those. If he's going to do it, I'd just change levels and drop for a straight takedown against Raul. It's not like Raul's a crazy wrestler or something.
Right. Lucas actually using the Muay Thai clinch well, just sort of keeping the grappling against the cage here going on, controlling Raul well.
Got one underhook over there.
I love what Raul does. I mean, the second he gets an opening, it's just punches start flying.
And Luloff's doing a good job of smothering. Like I said,
exactly.
There's not a lot of use in the amateur fight for that plum position, but it does negate his offense.
Interesting bit of a little interesting tidbit from Lucas Luloff. Lost more than 100 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up
at the militia. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Very impressive. So he had actually played basketball up at Duluth East during the years of Rick Rickert. Ooh. So I assume he was probably more of a power forward, small forward back then if he had the weight on, but no, he's more of a shooting guard, point guard.
Interestingly enough, he was the guy who convinced Rickert to go to Arizona first.
He did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I was going to say he'll never fight for us again.
Gophers lost today.
Yeah, tough loss in overtime at Michigan State.
I like that breakup.
I love it too.
By Phipp. Let's keep it moving.
Actually, I saw the fighter meeting in the locker room. He made it a point to note to fighters that if they use their toes in the cage, he'll take a point away.
Did I not bring that up last show?
You did bring that up last show. That's why I bring.
Oh,
nice leg kick, setting up the right hand for Lucas Luloff.
But he keeps grabbing that plum, and it's what can you do from there?
You know, it's just force of habit, I would assume. But also, he's doing a good job hanging on and keeping him in this position. Lucas looks pretty.
Huge kick to the body, but it doesn't phase Raul.
Lucas is looking pretty tired right now.
They both are.
I don't think Raul looks that tired, to be honest with you.
Well, he's really just had a guy pressing against him for.
Right. Raul's the guy with his back against the cage this whole round. Lucas is the one pushing forward.
The question will be, if this goes to a third round, who's going to have anything
10
left?
seconds left in the second round. Very close round here between Raul Rodriguez and Lucas Luloff. There we go. Ben, what do you have it?
I got Luloff 10-9 again. I think Raul's going to need a finish in the third round to win this fight.
I agree.
Close rounds, though. You know what I mean? There's
Absolutely. Driller Promotions, we return February 1st back at the Holiday Inn Event Center in Austin, Minnesota for A-Town Throwdown 2. The event features an 8-man, one-night tournament to decide who will become the #1 contender to Sean Richmond's featherweight title. Also, unbeaten super prospect Chad Curry makes his Driller Promotions debut versus Strikeforce veteran Derek Getzel. Plus, Thomas the Hulk Herrera faces next-level combat's Tom Krenzel for the Driller Promotions amateur middleweight title. Tickets for that fight are available right now online at cagetix.com. That's TIX.com. That's a show you're actually matchmaking, Ben. What can we expect from it?
It looks really good on paper, but you never know until you get there.
You unfortunately had a fight fall apart this week.
Yeah, our main event actually fell apart. We're still working on our opponent for Heath Rude, so.
I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to be disappointed when you say you lost that main event when you also have a Chad Curry Derek Getzel fight on the undercard.
All of a sudden, that fight came together after the Rudd fight.
Right. Okay, gotcha. So a little tap of gloves here. Start round number 3. Raul Rodriguez.
Who's got something left?
These guys don't waste any time when they're not in the clinch. I'd like to see Raul close the distance here, get some shots on the inside, maybe an uppercut.
I want to see.
Nice overhand right by Raul.
Like I said, I want to see Raul just push away and make sure he doesn't get in that clinch anymore.
Raul working the body here.
Raul coming out trying to win a round. He's got to try to finish a fight, though.
So Lucas Luloff losing that plum clinch again to sort of put Raul against the cage. Now shooting for his first takedown of the evening. Raul stuffs it. working a...
Nothing. He doesn't have anything right now.
Well, if he were a more versed grappler, he could.
I'd shuck and go behind right now is what I do. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So he ends up inside, not a bad position. We'll see if he puts Lucas's head against the cage and starts raining down blows.
I said he's got to. I hope Mr. Lenway in his corner told him that he needs to finish this fight because he's got to feel like he's down 2 rounds to none.
Looks like Raul's making his way to full mount. Oh, well, now he's stuck in full guard, unfortunately.
He had side control and went straight to full guard. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. That's not how you get full mount, going back into someone's guard first.
No. Lucas working a triangle. Lucas is actually, he's competing in a lot of the local grappling tournaments.
Not have that. The elbow is outside of his butt, so he should be fine. But he's not. He's going to lose a good position here. He might switch to that leg.
There we go.
If I'm Luloff, I just hold on here because I got to feel like I'm up 2 rounds.
And here comes an armbar.
See, and then he gives up position. Like I said, I would have just held on.
I don't think that's what, Lucas is coming off that loss to Dana. I think he really wants to come in here, put on a show, and win this fight and close the fight in fashion.
It's not what the militia guys do.
Right. Andrew Studer alongside Ben Fearson here at the Epic Nightclub in downtown Minneapolis for Mecca 3. Presented by Driller Promotions and Sterling Entertainment Group alongside Training Mask, who we just added. Very excited to have them on board. Each fighter received a free training mask at weigh-ins yesterday.
I'm sure we'll see Luloff's cardio improve drastically quickly now.
Well, there you go.
No, like you were saying, Drew, Luloff could have just held on there, but that's not really what the militia guys do.
Right.
He is gassed, though.
Yeah, Lucas breathing out of his mouth clearly here.
It's hard to simulate cage action in practice as much as you try. He's got to finish here. You got to go for broke.
And there we go. Raul looking to get to the back there. And up to the feet. Nice job by Lucas Luloff. Oh, end of the 3rd round apparently. All right.
Didn't hear
the clapper.
Yeah, the clapper or the bell.
No, I didn't either. No. So another 10-9 round for Lucas Luloff.
No, I got Raul that round, don't you?
Oh, did you? Okay. Damn it, Ron!
Kelly has tickets.
Ronnie Donuts swinging by the booth. So it was good competitive second fight for us here.
Ronnie Blizzard Weathers.
Well, if you saw the Wolf on Wall Street, you'd get the Donuts reference.
I don't. I'll see it.
Ben unfortunately just had his first born child, young JJ. What's his first name?
Jack.
What's the middle name?
Joseph.
Jack Joseph Pearson. Congratulations, my friend. I'm sure you've had some late nights recently.
Early mornings, late nights, whatever, however you want to call it.
Good times, good times.
I got Luloff here winning
29-28.
29-28. We'll see. We've seen some very crazy decisions from Minnesota judges, so particularly when Kyle Sheely's in the building, you never know what's going to happen.
And honestly, in this fight, I wouldn't be too upset. It's certainly a lot closer than Jason Umley and Eric Newman was.
And I've seen a lot of people comment on that fight.
Yeah.
Huntley thought he won.
Yeah, he did. I talked to him after the show. He was pretty confident he won. He certainly did enough for the draw, I believe.
This is one of those fights where Sheely looks at me and asks who I have, and I thought he was joking.
Oh, it's one of those fights where, you have the right to decide who the winner is, and you look across the cage and be like, Asplin? Dang. Up to Mike Majuk for the official fighter, what do I want to call it?
Decision.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the completion of 3 rounds, the judges have made their decision. All judges scoring the bout 29-28. And winner by unanimous decision, Lucas Luloff!
And a nice show of respect there by Raul. He pointed at Lucas. He knew Lucas took the fight. So Lucas Luloff moves to 1-1.